What is Middle-earth, or where is Middle-earth? Lord of the Rings takes place somewhere that is better than planet Earth, maybe. It's an escape from reality where there's no moral ambiguity. There's good guys and bad guys, east and west. But what did JRR Tolkien have in mind with regards to the geography of this fantasy world? Maybe something simple. In Anglo-Saxon, Middle-earth simply refers to Europe. According to the book J.R.R. Tolkien's Sanctifying Myth, quote, "The term Middle-earth, after all, was merely Anglo-Saxon for the land between the oceans, Christian Europe. The hobbits, as most people figure out, are stand-ins for the English. Quote, Tolkien's hobbits represented the best of the pre-Norman invasion Anglo-Saxons." It's not a direct analogy, but I'm sure we all make that connection between the hobbits and the English. The hobbits are very chill, they just want to smoke their pipes and drink their ale. So it's an idyllic version of England, maybe one that doesn't even exist anymore. So Middle-earth is an Anglo-Saxon England prior to the Norman invasion. Tolkien had an enormous affection for England, having moved there as a child from South Africa. The countryside resonated with him, and I think that comes out in Lord of the Rings. Meanwhile, Tolkien drew an analogy between Gondor and Italy, believe it or not. Or at least that's how Tolkien referred to it in one instance. It has to do with the restoration of Aragorn as king and the restoration of the Catholic Church. Something like that. I'm really leaning into this book, Sanctifying Myth, once again. Quote, "In his own private writings, Tolkien equated numerous parts of Italy with various geographical aspects of Gondor." Interesting. I mean, they're both pretty mountainous, and maybe in this view, Aragorn is like Charlemagne, who established the Holy Roman Emperor in 800 AD, the center of which was obviously Rome. The Rohirrim, meanwhile, could be analogized as the British, or more specifically, the Anglo-Saxons if they had been equestrian. From Sanctifying Myth, quote, "The Rohirrim are Anglo-Saxons as they might have developed had they a mounted horse culture. That mounted horse culture, of course, is what distinguishes Rohan from Gondor. And the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Mercia translates from Anglo-Saxon as the Mark. Another parallel between the Anglo-Saxons and the kingdom of Rohan." Now, this doesn't mean you have to think about Gondor as Italy or Rohan as Anglo-Saxon England. I don't really think of them that way. But it's just another interesting angle. It's part of the mythology around J.R.R. Tolkien and Lord of the Rings. In before someone says in the comments that Lord of the Rings is not an allegory. For example, a lot of people make a connection between Sauron and Hitler or Stalin, especially because their forces are gathering in the East. Now, Tolkien would probably not encourage this kind of speculation. On the other hand, you can kind of forgive someone for making that connection, especially if you watch the film Saruman when he gives a speech to his army of orcs. It does strike one as a little Hitlerian. As to whether Middle-earth is supposed to be pre-Christian Europe or pagan Europe or Christian Europe, it's kind of a difficult question, but Tolkien seemed to assert that it did represent a monotheistic proto-Christian world, stating, quote, "Of course, God is in Lord of the Rings. The period was pre-Christian, but it was a monotheistic world," he said in 1968. And Tolkien, of course, was a strong Catholic at any rate. The meaning of Lord of the Rings really is implicit and open to interpretation, like any great work of art, literature, not to mention the great film trilogy. And before you say so in the comments, yes, I have read the books, okay? Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Michael M. Vlog, right here on YouTube.